All right, so let's pick back up here with this schedule of the cost of goods manufactured. All right, so this is in Huntsville is very important. This is how you kind of calculate your government rates. We'll use these things because there's allowable costs that go into this as well to figure out under the Federal Acquisition Regulation Standard, the FARs, as we figure out how much of these is allowed to figure out your billable rate to the government as well. So this is a lot of what we do in government contracting. Is we figure out how much of these things are allowable, even for a service company. We figure out how much of these overhead items, and we put a profit percentage on it as well. All right. So you can see this right here is what our total cost of goods manufactured would be in like a manufacturing statement, just to figure out what our total cost of goods sold or cost of goods manufactured would be. All right. All right. So the biggest one in this one is this lean practices. This is something that is, um, we're trying to keep our cash flow as lean as possible and not spend money on things that we don't have to spend it on yet. And we're trying to figure out a way to um, um, get our inventory and maybe our raw materials in at the right time. All right. Talk about that later in a minute. So this is what just-in-time manufacturing is. So when you saw the three parts of our inventory, we have raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. What I want to be able to do now, and especially with the way shipping is, and Amazon has done this just for individuals, what's been going on in the last 25 years for manufacturing businesses. Why do I need to hold a lot of material in raw material? Why do I need to hold a lot of money in raw material when I can get it relatively quickly? What I want to do is if I'm manufacturing these bicycles, if I go to my boxes and I get the seats and wheels and handlebars and chains and brakes and the material, if I get the last pieces out of that box and I go to as I get the last pieces out of that box, I want to be able to have somebody else that is receiving more goods, more material from my supplier and is replenishing my stock as I'm manufacturing that other bike, and that when I go back to make another one, I've got more material. I don't want to have excess material in raw materials that's eating up my cash flow when I don't need it. If I know I'm making 30 bikes this month, I don't want to have 90 um, bikes worth of components in inventory. It's a waste of money, especially that's what this just-in-time material is. I want to have just enough material, and I want to get it just in time to manufacture my 30. Okay. All right, another little ratio here for you guys to look at. All right. All right, guys, that's it for chapter 14. I'll have a video posted for the homework as soon as we get it done in class. All right.